Now we have the obvious question. Is Daddy Marcus a GILF? I mean, is he a... or maybe, perhaps he's a...
If you want to fuck him, go for it. I ain't gonna do that.
I'm just posing the very obvious question. He loves putting his face in front of all of us. Maybe he wants to put his face on other parts of us. Who knows?
Mr. Fantastic over there, that stretch, Mike.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? And welcome to the VGRCast, the weekly podcast about anything and everything in between. This week, I am joined by my lovely friends Mike, Steve, Ryan, and my lovely fiance Chris. My name's Kev, and welcome to the show.
We sound like shit, Kevin.
Do we?
We sound like shit.
Oh, Christ. Oh, Jesus. That was
nothing different.
I'm so scared.
Hello.
That was...
Wait, I sound normal.
Who cares about you, Steve? No, I'm kidding.
Say something, Ryan.
Something.
Now it's fine.
Oh.
It probably just had
Am
to
I good?
catch up.
That was weird.
It might have just had to catch up.
Yeah, that was...
That was terrifying.
That was fucked up.
I guess we should clip that.
I
Am
thought
I fine now,
an
too?
anime villain was monologuing at me for a bit.
Am I fine too now?
You got me monologuing. I can't believe it.
You sly
You
dog.
sly dog.
Now,
Oh my
I
god,
really,
I've seen the movie way too fucking much.
Oh, I know.
Nah,
I had
I-
that memory memorized.
now I have to go back and watch the beginning of this podcast to see where the Daddy Marcus conversation actually started on stream.
Like I said, hello everybody, welcome to VGRCast. My name's
Fuck
Kev.
off,
Welcome to the
Harry.
show.
You're not my father.
God, I really wanted to hit that $2,000 so that we can go to
Don't talk to your son.
so we
I
go
can
to
talk to your
Steve's
son how much
mom's
I
and
want.
Harry's wedding.
It's not going to happen.
That would have been the most fun wedding though. Steve's mom and Harry getting married.
No.
Oh, that would have been a great
Harry's still
wedding.
gonna call you his son, by the way.
Burn
there's
off
no-
that
there's
bacon
no-
soda.
no-
Fuck you.
No way
Bacon
around
soda. That bacon soda was fucking disgusting.
The ranch one was.
I
Tolerable.
liked the PB and J one.
I didn't try that one.
It was good.
It was okay.
You're okay. Yeah, get
Like
him.
your mom.
Meanwhile, we got a vamp.
I don't wanna.
I don't like doing that.
Nah, I mean,
You should learn. You should learn how to make content while he's doing punishments. Get good, Kevin.
Get good, you frickin' scrub.
Let's just all stare at him.
Nah, I'm busy playing solitaire.
Okay. So, bacon soda. And Harry's mom fucking.
bacon soda.
And Harry fucking Steve's mom.
If not,
You're always gonna be
if you
his
don't
son, Steve.
Oh, I still have my
Kevin?
BitTorrent client open.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you missed ExtraLife. ExtraLife
Or,
was really
you know,
fun.
Unhydrated
Dang it.
wine.
Yes, ExtraLife was a huge success. We raised $1,100 in the end, which was our original goal was $500, which I honestly thought was going to be a challenge, but apparently not.
Well, when you make certain amounts, punishments,
Yeah.
you're gonna get
punishments,
things.
Chris. They're punishments.
off.
And I've still got a bunch of fucking shit, too. So I'm kind of like, oh, do I keep it going, but, like, let people do tips now, too?
Yeah, you could have them do tips.
Like, I've got, like, Bean Boozled, like, $5 tips to my channel gets me to eat a Bean Boozled now, but I'm, like, kind of like, where do I put that on stream? I was
Just
kinda
the
like,
tip.
Just the tip. It's kind of like, oh, I guess I could add, like, an area, like, down below or whatever, like, in my banners or whatever.
I did tell him to
And he still
throw.
has the.
I did tell him to throw out the those bad nuts.
Hey, it wasn't a shit voiceover.
Bad nuts.
Finish
They
the
were
death
bad
nut.
notes.
Do it.
No.
I almost, like, I was, like, literally, like, in
He
the
was-
bathroom downstairs,
He was
like,
dying.
I was, like, doubled over
He
my
almost
stomach.
fun. He almost fun all over the inside of the toilet.
Ha!
Should really make that more expensive.
So how were your poops the next day?
Oh, fine. They've been fine. Like, just my
like,
stomach hurt.
sad.
You know, I kind of dig this podcast layout, actually. You can kind of see us a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm in the middle. I like it. We're good.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm good with it.
I literally think it's the way his Discord is set up though, because
It's just,
Yeah, I know. It's literally just the Discord layout.
yeah.
I'm okay with. Honestly, I kind of like this layout, Kev.
keep it.
It's not bad.
Steve says keep it.
I mean, we'll have to see what it's like when we have Monica back, but
I mean, it's just gonna
I
be
mean,
another window. It's
it'll
literally
just be
just.
No,
No,
Also,
no. When Monica comes back, it's just gonna magically work like
all
normal.
title cards aren't going to work now.
Why?
Where am I going to put the, like, the Media Club one?
yeah, that's true.
Like, where does it go?
Over Danny's
Off,
face.
off on the left, next to my face.
Oh yeah, right there.
Okay, well, I
Again.
guess let's just turn it on, because I've been...
Or it could go over someone's face. I mean, I don't care.
I'm so out of breath.
Haha.
Get good.
Scrub.
Get good.
Maybe I should use some of my 300,000 channel points.
Yeah, maybe.
Please don't.
Oh, how much do I? I have
There you go.
18,000.
I have 140,000.
Jesus.
You guys don't use them at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Probably because we're the ones on stream.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't yawn. Stop that.
It's fine there for now.
I'm good with it.
So, yeah, Media Club, Arcane,
Media
episodes
Club.
4 and 5.
They were good. I liked them.
They were good.
Eh.
I'm hype. What do you mean, eh?
He thought they were boring. I liked them.
Not boring.
He thought they were boring.
I wouldn't say boring because like action happened and shit, but like plot wise,
A little scattered, I'll give you
not
that.
not a lot.
I think it was rushed. I think a lot of it was hella rushed.
Well, and I was gonna
don't disagree either.
I was gonna kind of talk about this because it's broken up into 3 parts, like 3 acts, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another time skip, and because like there was definitely a time skip, obviously of like 10 years or something, and it's just the whole like when you have a show and you're doing like a thing where like a major event happens and kind of resets the world almost, you have to like waste too much time setting up like the world again.
I kind of agree, yeah.
Like half of the first episode was them kind of introducing like that hex tech is just a thing now. Yeah, hex gates are a thing now.
Yeah.
Magic is more of a thing.
They also didn't really even say what they do. Like,
No.
what exactly is a hex gate specifically?
The hex gates are like hyperspace railways.
Have you guys ever played or familiar with Mass Effect?
No.
No.
Oh, never mind then.
I mean, it would have been
it's
nice for us to see these hex gates activating.
Yeah.
You do.
3 times.
Yeah.
I pointed out which parts.
There's a point where there's like an airship that's like in the middle of the ring, and then it gets then it like collapses in a blue beam, and the ship's just gone.
I literally did
assuming
not see that at all.
That was at the very beginning of episode 4.
It was
Very
literally
beginning.
like focused on by the camera. I don't know how you missed it.
It's like dead center.
Yeah, I totally fucking missed that.
Mike doesn't pay attention in class.
But essentially, the hex gates are being used to transport
Commerce.
people and ship and
Sheeple.
transport and stuff.
People.
Sheeple.
Which is why it's such a big deal in episode 5 or whatever, or episode 4 when they start talking about shutting them down for safety.
Yeah. Also, that also makes no fucking sense. I'm just gonna say that outright. A piece of technology was stolen from in a way that was totally on them, because that was the worst fucking security I've ever seen. He literally just had it sitting out in the middle of the fucking open, and so his solution was shut it all down.
Yeah,
yeah, that made no fucking sense whatsoever.
It was even worse though too, because it wasn't even like in a lab. It was literally just like backstage.
Yeah,
It was literally behind them, like behind the curtain.
When did it get stolen? Like,
Yeah, that was the one thing.
No,
That was kind of.
it got
ahead.
stolen when Jinx blew up when there was the fire. Caitlin saw the fire. She saw
Yeah, but they didn't.
But then that means that he basically left it there
Yeah.
after the speech.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
It was kind of the cardinal sin of show or tell, or they did tell don't show instead of show don't tell.
I don't
where
think they
kinda
did either.
Yeah, honestly, kind of. It's just like suddenly it's gone. I was like, wait, what just happened? Okay, that was like my one like major criticism for these 2 episodes, where it's just like suddenly it got stolen. I was like, I'm sorry, did I just fast forward like a minute?
Yeah, no, but I feel like that was the weakest part of the 2 episodes as a whole.
Agree.
Was that it felt very rushed and like. And I get it. You have a 9-episode show. You're trying to establish a world and the characters and do actual plot stuff. But I mean, last week I mentioned this too. I was like, the first 3 episodes could have been the entire first season. Like they could have stretched it out and given each character a little more story and stuff, made us feel a little more about each character. And again, like so far it feels like the second act could have been season 2. Would it have been a little slower? Probably, but you probably would have gotten better character development and better world building out of it instead of it kind of feeling rushed. Because I mean, again, it's not like the world, like the game of League of Legends, like establishes any of this. Like none of this. Like there's like little like the little white ram thing you see all the time. It's called a poro.
It's really cute.
And
It's adorable. Does not like Jace.
It's just a creature that lives on one of the maps. And actually, during ExtraLife, me and Steve, other Steve, were feeding it. And apparently, if you feed them enough, it explodes into other mini poros.
Okay.
Which we did on stream.
So it's like it's a gremlin or a mogwai, I guess.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Mowgli.
So at the
But
beginning
adorable.
Go ahead.
Mowgli's adorable. What the fuck are you talking about? The thing that's not gremlin, but is a gremlin if you get him wet.
That's what a mogwai.
Mogwai, yeah. Whatever.
Mogwai?
Mogwai.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, so
So at the beginning of episode 4, we're reintroduced to Kate, who is the token rich girl cop now.
privileged cop girl.
privileged cop girl who the rest of the cops do not like
Well, yeah,
at all
because
she's the privileged rich girl.
Yeah.
But doesn't want to be seen as the privileged rich girl.
Well, yeah, would
She
you?
wants to. No, of course not. Like I wanted. She wants to do her best, be an actual cop instead of a guarding her family's events, basically. Although I do say, well, I gotta say one thing. I like her outfit. It's very impractical for a police person, though, or for an enforcer or a police person.
Okay, but the other female enforcer had a fucking skirt on that, like, you saw all thigh when they were smoking cigarettes.
Wait, which other one?
When they were smoking cigarettes,
it.
they were smoking cigarettes on the
Oh,
stoop.
I guess it's just standard issue uniform then,
Yeah.
which is problematic.
I mean, no, you can run a lot better in that than like a
you know what?
longer
You make a fair point.
skirt, but pants would be the easiest way to go.
Yeah, and then there's an airship that's carrying a bunch of shimmer. Is it called shimmer?
It's shimmer, yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, and then people try to rob it, and then Jinx there, and Jinx is like, "Fuck you guys,"
All their shit.
when-
and then
when
PTSD.
When she showed up, I was like, so she's their guard dog. Gotcha.
What was the name of the group that the other group?
Fireflies?
Firelighters.
Yeah, who the fuck are they?
They're just there.
I
think they're just a rival
They're
gang.
another gang, yeah.
The main dude with the mask is in the intro, though, so I assume they're going to play a slightly bigger role than just what we saw.
According
Because
to
I spent these both of these episodes they keep using them this is a group that exists and they're doing this. People don't like them. I'm like, okay, but who are they?
apparently they're firelights, and Steve says that they'll explain more on them. It sounds like.
Cool.
But again, it just goes back to it feels so rushed.
I don't disagree with you. It does feel rushed.
I'm still having a really fun time with it, but it just.
I like it.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
I don't think it needs to be that rushed, considering the fact that they're basing it off of League. Like, you don't really. I mean, I guess you do need to do some world building, but like.
Oh, you need to do all the world building.
I don't know.
Again,
So,
there's I'd say 95% of people that play League of Legends probably know nothing of these characters and their backstory and stuff.
Okay.
This series could be twice as long as it currently is, and it would be fine. Yeah.
But the budgetary constraints and probably
Who cares?
just time.
I don't think there were budgetary constraints on this one,
not
Steve.
budgetary
It's Riot
constraints,
fucking games.
Maybe it's more of a time constraint
No,
then. Like
it's
it would
Riot.
take.
No, I think they were more focused on the overall pacing and just getting that really, because I will admit, out of everything that I've watched from Media Cub, this is the easiest watch. It just fucking flies by.
Yeah, it's easy to sit down and watch, but it's also these last two episodes. I kind of was starting to take notes, but at the same time, I was kind of like, there's nothing really
happening.
No, I mean there's stuff happening, and there's a lot of stuff happening, but analytically and stuff, there's nothing really to
No, I'm just kind of taking notes on the I was actually just looking at that today. I kind of looked through I take all my notes in Google Docs, so I can look at the word count for all of my notes. I don't know what the one for this one is, but my last notes were I think just under 2,000 words, and then I looked at my Bly Manor notes, which was 3,000 plus words. So I was just wow, we had a lot to analyze in that one. But this
that's
one
a lot
is
of
kind of
notes, Steve. That's a lot of fucking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just I want to keep the episode in order in my head, so I just have at least for this one, it's just a couple what the scene is and a couple details on the scene if I find it interesting.
That's why I have I literally have the Wikipedia descriptions for each episode open on the side.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil myself.
I'm just gonna say
I'm just looking at 4 and 5 right now. I'm not looking at anything else.
Anyway.
I'm just saying that is the length of one of my actual videos, my YouTube videos.
Well, I mean, it's for 5 episodes. It's just bullet points. I like notes, okay? It helps me keep my brain in order.
Yeah, but
go ahead. Sorry,
I was just gonna to sum up that point. There is not a lot happening. I mean, there is, but there's not a lot complex happening.
No, I agree.
And the focus definitely seems to be much more on the pacing, how bingeable it is, because I was very tempted at one point to just sit down and binge all of this because it's just consumable.
I did not want to stop when Kevin's like, we got to stop.
And there's a lot to analyze visually, but not without going into a super deep dive on film language and shit.
I really like Jinx's workshop house area. It looks like a giant fan.
Turbine.
It's a turbine?
It seems
Okay.
to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has a fan blade. I assume it's an old turbine.
Speaking of Jinx, daddy issues.
Major daddy issues.
Well, her parents died.
I'm aware.
Well,
It's very understandable daddy issues.
Oh yeah.
On the other hand,
her parents
creepy.
and her father figure.
Yeah. On the other hand, creepy.
Yeah.
They didn't kiss though.
Yeah.
So
and they
that was good.
Am I the only one who doesn't get like sexual vibes off of Silco and Jinx? Because
I was
like
getting
a
huge
little bit,
sexual
yeah.
vibes.
No, I get them as like more of like a father-daughter thing.
That's not how you sit on your father's lap.
That's very true. That's how you sit on daddy's lap.
Ooh.
That's fair.
That was very sad.
I don't get any like creepy vibes off of him though, I guess. More like.
But does Silco have daddy energy in general?
No.
No.
I wouldn't call him daddy.
I would like
Kevin wouldn't call him daddy.
I just wanted to mention, like, because it's important to the plot later, that during Jinx's little rampage on the blimp, she hits the dude with a lot of tattoos with one of her stray minigun rounds. So he's injured, and that'll come into play a little bit later.
He's in prison.
Yeah, he's in prison right now.
That's the next
he goes,
episode. But then
and Chris, you actually brought up the turbine, their shop, or Jinx's like little
workshop
hideout, and she has little dolls and voodoo figures of Milo and Clagger, where I was just like, oh my heart, that's actually really fucking sad.
Yeah, well, she did not mean to kill them.
No,
she was 7 years old.
The visual representation of the trauma is fucking amazing.
Yes. My god, yes.
So what I was about to bring up is that you guys don't understand how hard they teased and cock-blocked me.
Oh no, are you talking about
the song?
Yeah.
So when she's tinkering in her workshop, there's a song playing in the background, and the song's called Get Jinxed. And essentially, the song is how Riot introduced Jinx as a character to the game.
It's
it's this awesome rock song.
I'm gonna send you the.
I'll put this in the chat.
You're gonna do it. I'll
later.
do it now.
But it has all these like it's the very similar visual elements. There's even the fucking monkey, and it's a very good song. And it's a great way to introduce a character.
I got it. I'm gonna get it first.
Too late. I highly recommend you look that up at some point.
You put it in Discord. I put it in Facebook.
No, I put it in the Twitch chat.
Oh, well, I put it in Facebook for the rest of the people.
Yeah, very good song, but it's got a lot of that like graffiti element to it and stuff like that. Well, I can't put it on stream.
I know, I'm gonna watch.
I feel like Riot is like one of those companies that would like come after me, because it's fucking Riot. But yeah, I mean, so it's kind of always been her anarchy kind of style, I guess. But like,
speaking of,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna jump. Just finish your thought. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that it's all about anarchy and stuff, and just the just like the random flashes of like the graffiti and the X's and the shapes and stuff was very appealing in their 2D nature and stuff.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Where are you jumping to, Mike?
I was just gonna say, speaking of songs, the song at the end of episode 4 is a fucking banger.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Which one?
It goes. I don't know what it's called, but it goes fucking hard.
What song?
The one at the end of episode 4.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, either I must not. It might not make a big impression on me.
Well, I mean, it played over the credits. So.
Well, I'll have to look it up again.
I didn't watch the credits.
Powder's unstable lunatic. Then we come back to Jace and Victor, who are demonstrating some new tech to Heimerdinger. He tells them to not ready.
Hey. Stop it.
He tells them that it's not ready and it's presented in another 10 years.
Another 10 years.
What? 10 years? Are you fucking kidding me? We're humans, dude. You can wait another 10 years. Because you're Yoda, basically.
Yeah, this guy is not fun.
No, he's Professor Buzzkill.
Well, he's also the
Yeah.
one that's trying to keep everything like, you know. I mean, I think the idea is that he's seen it all. Well, not seen it all, but like he's been down this path before, so he knows how like dangerous it could be and like how like it could destroy everything.
He also feels very controlling to the point where he's like staring, like at the speech, he's staring down Jace, and like one of my notes is just like, does he have mind control powers? Because Jace doesn't act. What were you saying?
He is.
What is he doing?
He was just pulling on my cord.
He's just. Yeah, he's very. I lost my thought, but
Controlling.
He's very. They very much present him as being like wise, but they don't really. They just kind of say that he is. They don't really show it in any way. Like his actions don't really demonstrate him being wise. He's just extremely cautious, which makes it a lot more frustrating.
Well, I think it's because they haven't necessarily showed it, but they've kind of told you that he's kind of the before Jace, he was kind of the guy that like, you know, brought Piltover technology wise to where they are today.
Again, that's basically what I just said. They tell you.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I got you.
But they don't show him being wise.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Because like if it's I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the problems with the show are just that Piltover has shit security. So like
not
there would be no need to be this fucking cautious if their security wasn't so awful.
Speaking of shit security, Kate, being a not beat cop, sneaks onto the boat, starts taking pictures and reconstructing the crime scene in the style of "there was a firefight."
Yeah, that had some real like CSI vibes to it.
I poke a little fun at it, but it was actually really cool and shows that like Kate's actually a very good cop. They just won't let her. She's just the token rich girl, and they won't let her strut her stuff, so to speak.
I think it's probably because her parents don't let her.
Yes.
Well, that too, because later in I think the next episode they get her fired.
Yeah.
Or remove her
that's
from
the same episode, I think.
That's later in the episode.
Yes, you were correct.
Yeah,
actually.
it's later in the episode.
Yes, because then she gets fired, but then not really, because then I guess maybe she is.
Well, because Jace gives her tells her that he's pretty much giving her a desk job.
So I'm not sure. It's implied in episode 5 that she actually took the job. I'm not so certain as to whether she just forged a document from Jace's desk.
I think she forged a document.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because they didn't show her accepting it, and I don't know. It seems in character to kind of like forge something to kind of get what she wants.
What do you think?
I would. Again, that is one of many moments where I would have liked for them to like
elaborate
a little bit.
Show it on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Jinx kind of blows a bunch of shit up, steals the ball.
That's her deal. That's what she do.
My note is Jinx really likes blowing shit up.
That's.
Did I mention that I'm a pyro?
Kate almost the incident that kicks off Kate's firing is that she sees a fire before any of the other cops, grabs a fire extinguisher and tries to put it out, but then a bunch of Jinx's bombs go off, kill everyone but her because plot armor.
Well, she was also the one that didn't run into the building.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm also assuming
everyone else ran in.
I mean, until one of them actually does die, I'm assuming that no character that appears in the game is going to die.
Well, yeah, I would. Yeah, well, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this would be canon and the game would remain canon.
Yeah.
If like Jinx just died at the end or something.
Yeah.
Close to the end of the episode, Jace gets elected to the council because reasons.
Because manipulation.
Because manipulation by... I actually had to look up her name because I don't actually think they've said it in the show. The black counselor's name is...
They say it all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not paying attention.
I just can't remember what it is. It's Max something. Max.
No, you're... nope. Fuck, where is it? Hold on.
Mike, is your room different?
I thank you for finally noticing. I reorganized the shelves.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like you're more like in an alleyway now. And
Yeah.
the main reason why I noticed is because I was like, oh, look, my poster.
So the black
Medarda.
Mel Medarda, yeah.
Yeah.
Her first name is Mel. I didn't.
Mike was pretty
I caught her.
close.
I caught her. I caught her last name, but I didn't catch her first name. So I don't know if they have actually said her first name. I don't know. They're not great with names in the show.
Several times.
I don't fucking know. I'm terrible with names even on a good day. And then the episode ends with Kate going to visit the person who broke the tattooed guy's jaw in prison. Oh, surprise, surprise! It's Vi.
Surprising no one.
Surprising exactly no one. It's Vi.
Oh, look, she's not dead.
No,
who would have guessed
shockingly.
it?
That's another thing that really threw me about this episode is they don't make enough of a distinction between the random pink-haired firelight girl and Vi visually.
Well, that was the point because
Yeah, but she looks almost exactly the same, which confused the fuck out of me.
That was just Jinx overlaying her sister's face onto the pink-haired one.
Yes, but again, they should have made a much more visual distinction afterwards to clarify that this is not Vi. Because
Yeah.
I could tell it wasn't Vi.
Same.
I gotta kind of agree with Mike a little bit here, because I was waiting for that moment, and this is super cliche, but it's kind of one of those moments where it's like a character sees someone and they superimpose their face, and then there's like a flash, and then their face changes, where it's very obvious that it changes. They never did that. So for a little while, I was kind of second-guessing myself. I was kind of like, was that actually her? Because they never had that moment where they clarified it to the audience. Were you saying, babe?
Maybe I've just seen too much of it. Too much of the show. What?
I agree with Steve that I could tell immediately that it wasn't Vi.
They didn't make a big enough deal out of it for it to be Vi.
That's why I was so confused, because they didn't make a deal out of it.
And that's what I'm saying, too. Like, they didn't take that half second to do that quick flash to say, this isn't her. That Jinx was just experiencing trauma. Actual trauma ghosts.
Trauma drama.
So, are we all good to move on to episode 5?
I think so.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of episode 5, it shows like a shoot off between Grayson, who died in like episode 3, and Kate as like a flashback. Mm-hmm. And my note was that are they related? But I think she was just like a mentor character, because if you look real close, Grayson and Kate's mom have a very similar look. Like I thought like she could be Kate's aunt or something.
Not really. I think Grayson was just her mentor. Kate was probably really interested in protection and stuff like that, so they're like,
and becoming a cop.
Yeah, hence her going into law enforcement.
Yeah,
afterwards.
so then her parents are like, all right, who better to teach you than the fucking chief of police, basically.
Right.
So.
Gonna be a cap.
I like how she's like, they paid you to throw it. She's like, no, I just threw it.
Fuck it. I do what I want. I'm a cop.
I didn't need to be paid. I just did it anyway.
Speaking of that, I know this is jumping like around this episode a lot, but I just want to say I actually really like Marcus's characterization.
He's very interesting. I hate him, but he's an interesting character.
Oh yeah, he's a fascinating corrupt asshole.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
Marcus
he's
the
sheriff.
Sheriff
Who's working for Silco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My note is Marcus has a deal with Silco. Shocking to no one, he's a dirty cop.
But I also like that they added that like martyr complex to him. That like he really thinks that he could be a good cop,
and he's doing the right thing and all of that. Yeah.
They showed that blowing up scene. I was like, oh shit! Oh, of course it's a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Or of course it's a
fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
I was like, you're gonna do him dirty like that? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's how the series is gonna go.
Credits roll.
Story's over. Bye.
Imagine Dragons intensifies as the credits roll.
I'm definitely looking forward to how he whether that martyr complex comes to fruition, or if he takes a more mature route, or if he just falls completely. It's going to be interesting.
Fall completely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So my next note from the beginning of the episode is, wow, Vi's got some serious tats now.
Yeah. I mean, she's
got
been
tats,
been
man.
in prison, so
Vi has some very heavy step on me mommy energy.
All right.
very very heavy lesbian vibes, which I am there for it.
From the game and from what I know, she's more of a choke me mommy kind of character.
Well, with those gloves,
Even
yeah.
better.
Yeah, but like so, and I guess
Sorry, I was busy thinking about Vi.
I would have liked a little more, and maybe they're gonna give this to us, but maybe a little more story about like how Vi got to prison.
I assume we'll find out.
Because I mean, like
she's still a rogue. Like she's not in law enforcement.
But at the end of episode 3, she was just taken away by Marcus, saying like, "Be quiet and I'll keep you safe." Like, also, to me, that doesn't say I'm gonna lock you up in prison.
That to me, that sounds very.
In this episode, Caitlin says there's no record of you committing any crime. So I'm like,
that's true.
So how did she get to prison?
Yeah.
They're not gonna let. I don't think
Marcus is corrupt. So there is your.
But why would Marcus say I'll keep you safe, and then put her in prison?
Because that's how you keep her
very
safe.
Clearly, has been in a prison cell.
You put her in prison and you keep them safe.
Also, you could just make up a crime.
Yeah.
You could just
especially
do
if you're the sheriff that's already corrupt, you could be like, I caught her for stealing bread.
Why is she in prison? Why prison?
That's where you go when you commit a felony.
I'm going to assume it'll get explained in a flashback at some point. We have 4 episodes left, Kevin. We got plenty of time.
But Vi saying to Kate, "Do you like men or women?"
No, let's save that. Let's save that.
I mean, what else? Is
I think we already opened the can of worms on that.
I mean, that's literally next. Like Kate breaks her out of prison and they go to the brothel.
And
that's literally next.
Go ahead.
This is a brothel.
Sorry, I was just gonna add in that moment where Vi grabs that other random person with the mask and drags her over, and she's like, "Hi," and then I looked, and all I could think was the meme of, and then they realized they were both bottoms.
Oh no, but so something else I was gonna say
I think
was
the person in the mask was a boy.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. But did anyone else think that the food that Vi was eating looked kind of good?
No.
Yes!
I thought it looked pretty okay.
Disgusting. I want some.
Yeah, I was like, I would like to. It looks like weird mutated shrimps or something.
I'm so down for it.
There was tentacles and it looked raw. So
it looked calamari even better.
No, calamari's cooked, sweetie.
Yeah. You ever had raw squid?
It's very chewy.
It sounds like it'd be rubbery.
Yeah, it is.
Bad calamari is rubbery too.
Yeah.
My note on there is your hot cupcake pins against wall. Fuck! I ship it already.
Cabedon. She got cabedoned.
But I'm gonna be honest, like because of how I've like curated my Twitter timeline. Everyone on my Twitter timeline has been posting like nothing but these two, so I shipped it prior to even watching the fucking show, just because they have a great dynamic. So I'm a little biased.
A little biased.
So Vi is talking to the proprietor of said brothel / drug den, which is an old friend, and she gets information of where Silco's second in command, which is the woman who lost her arm in the Hexgate explosion in the
bitch. I think you mean bitch.
Yeah, that bitch. She got a cool arm though.
Bitch.
She does got a cool arm.
Oh, I also like, before we move on, there was actually a scene where Jinx goes back to the ye olde hideout, shoots a bird and takes on the punch machine. I really liked the bit where she, even now, all these years later, she still can't beat Vi's score.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
she's
because
mad about it.
I mean, they also established that she's not a brawler.
No, but I mean, she got second place. But I just thought it was the metaphor that she still finds herself less in Vi's shadow, even though she thinks her sister's dead.
And you see that scene was actually used in some promotional footage, so I had seen that like months ago.
Okay,
good for you.
Well, I've been waiting for the show for a very long time now.
I know.
And then
Where?
Jace and Mel Madara get it on.
I know.
And my note for that is like, isn't he like a lot younger than her?
Yeah.
Because
But I mean-
she was a
don't
counselor
think
when he
so.
was like, how long ago? Like 7-10 years ago, and she hasn't aged a fucking day apparently. But she's got to be in her like 30s or 40s, if
So?
not older. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna judge.
You sound like you're
She
but
does
what
not look that old. So
no, black don't crack.
Wait.
okay. See, I was gonna say that off stream, Steve, but
But I guess we're here now.
We're here. Let's just lean into the
Fair
game.
enough. They
Moving on.
drifting back onto topic. Hopefully,
You're the one that got us off topic.
I know that, and I regret it. That's why I'm
Christ.
drifting back. I thought it was interesting, and I was curious as to you more analytical people as to why they were contrasting the sex scene with the Victor's blood mixing with the arcane tech.
well, it's supposed to show that Jace is like
Not.
being pulled away from the world of science and into the world of politics and fraternizing while Victor is drowning himself in it.
Well,
Right.
but then it's that, and also just they're both kind of becoming intertwined, both metaphorically and physically, with
Yes.
different
Yeah.
things now.
Yeah. But specifically it's including Victor specifically, it's to show the contrast in they used to be very much on the same page with everything, and now they're starting to drift apart.
That's fair.
Well, even more because
This is
then
why I
like
keep
because
people around.
well, because even more that because like right before that you see Victor, or sorry, not Victor, you see Jace like canoodling and mingling with literally every single council member, like making toasts and like
That's
chatting
what
and stuff.
He wants to be a fucking politician.
No, he just
I don't think so.
He doesn't want to be a politician. He wants to
Well,
push
he's
his agenda,
acting-
not his
yeah.
agenda, but he wants to,
His
you
hex
know,
tech.
yeah.
He wants to further hex tech.
and the only way he could, the only way he can move on to that individualized hex tech is
It's
if
to
he
be
pretty
a
much
dirty bastard.
I think it's
I
pretty
think
much what
it's
he's
just
what he has to do. Is
I'm-
essentially, he has to swoo every other councilman, so Heimerdinger like can't stop him.
Ooh.
yeah.
He mixed swoon and woo.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I meant though. He has to pretty much,
And
yeah,
and he just so happens to be very good at it.
Yeah.
yes.
I think there's a scene next where I really enjoyed where it was Jinx calling Silco out on his melodramatic bullshit.
It's blah blah
It was
blah.
like-
He betrayed you. Blah blah blah.
I was just like, yes, thank you. But then he continues to be melodramatic. I died. Was reborn here. Angst. Just
That was a
Jesus
cool-
fucking Christ, dude.
We also got more weird daddy energy there.
Yep. it was weird.
That was the closest to being. Oh no. Oh, cool. It's just a head touch.
He's just touching
Okay.
her head.
And then a baptism, basically.
Pretty
Yeah,
much. I
it
thought he
was
was gonna.
that
I
time.
literally thought he was gonna drown her. Like I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like
Credits
a
roll.
reverse. It's kind of like a reverse baptism.
Yeah, that's what he was
is
saying.
what I said while we were watching it. Is because like, yeah, like a part of you dies here.
He's like, you
Yeah.
need to die. Like, cause he kept saying that
And
she
you are
needed-
reborn.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
kept saying that she needs to die, and I was like,
Powder needs to die,
yeah.
so Jinx can live.
yeah. Which is
Much like taking on a Christian name.
yes.
Yeah.
Then they animated Imagine Dragons into the fucking show.
I
Was
love
that actually
it.
supposed to be them?
I had to
I am
look up if
100%.
I
didn't
don't.
look it
I
up.
don't
I'm
think it's
100%
actually
certain.
them.
the model does not look like the actual band.
Yeah, no, I don't
people.
think
I
it's
had to
actual.
look it up
Fair
to
enough.
make sure.
I was going to, then I forgot to, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if they animated them into the fucking show.
I
Apparently
wouldn't be
they're fans,
surprised
so-
either.
I don't mind. I
Okay.
like them.
I think Imagine Dragons has done
Me too.
other work for Riot Games before.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And then, I mentioned it earlier in my notes, but didn't bring it up. So I guess the last drop is now more of kind of a nightclub than
Yeah,
than
it's
like
a rave.
greasy bar. So
yeah,
I'm
just
like,
real. Apparently, the Imagine Dragons song's "Warriors" was made for League of Legends.
Oh, I love.
oh yeah,
I love
that
that.
actually.
I love that.
It was made
Yeah,
for
that-
Worlds 2014 for the World
I think
Championship.
the lead singer like plays League or something like that.
Yeah, that track's somewhere in the back of my head. Like that's tickled a memory.
Oh, I remember this music video. This is a cool music video.
Babe.
Sorry, I'm just skimming. through it.
Anyway, knee to the fucking face.
Yeah.
It was fucking dope. The fight scene is amazing. I think my one the second in command has a shimmer powered arm, which I thought was really cool looking. She punches a fucking oil drum at Vi after tossing it into the air, and it's like, oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kate saves the day.
As
stabs
always.
in the gut with her fingers. Yeah, it's saved by Kate and her dope ass collapsing rifle. And Vi is absolutely devastated to find out that that apparently Powder, aka Jinx, is now working for Silco.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, to be fair,
She
like
fucking left her.
you did kind of literally leave your sister.
Anyone else think it's weird that the police use single-shot bolt-action rifles in this show?
There is no taser. There is no mace. You just get put down. Welcome to
But
America.
no, specifically, it's a one-shot gun before they have to reload.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Well, yeah,
shoot,
I mean-
once. Oh, shit, didn't get him. Get it. Oh, no. Oh.
I mean, there are some people in
They already
America
fight
that like.
themselves.
I mean, there are some people in America that think that too. That police should have that, or that everyone should have that only.
I don't disagree.
Single action shotguns?
Well, because the whole thing was when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, you could only shoot one shot at
the
a time.
pocket gun already existed back then, so that defeats that
Well,
entire
it's
argument.
it's more like
Carnage.
I mean, if you're good like Kate, apparently you don't need you only need like half a second to reload anyway.
Yeah.
And so sometime during the fight, Vi gets stabbed with the fingers on the mechanical arm, and Kate helps her up, and Vi calls her Cupcake again, and it says, "I have a name. It's Caitlin or something along those lines." But you're sweet, like a cupcake. I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking cute.
See, I really liked the cupcake banter in this, but it also reminded me of that stupid fucking line from the live action Cowboy Bebop series
We never saw that.
Yeah, but it's basically like they're basically doing a drug deal, and it's like we get the goods, and afterwards we have cupcakes, and he's like, cupcakes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Who doesn't
for
like
the,
cupcakes?
Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Patty.
For who?
Gifted sub on 2 puppers.
Oh, Pupper's the dog.
Oh, went to Epic.
It was Eric. Yes. I have to readjust that loot box.
And then in the last,
box.
last scene, the second in command goes up to Silco's office, and he's basically like, "Stop bleeding on my floor."
He's like, I don't fucking care what you have to say.
You're making
Jinx-
a mess.
There we go. It's
No, as soon as the second in command went to complain about Jinx, I was like, Jinx is his favorite. What the fuck are you doing? Stop.
That was
In episode 4, I was just
Yeah.
like, I knew from the moment when she went there, he was not going to be on her side. It's like, yep, Jinx.
But I think the very, very last moment of this episode is very emblematic of a minor problem that I have with this series overall, where it just has these very like weird moments. Like
What was the
second in
final
command
moment?
says, the second in command
He's
sister.
alive?
Yes, no,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
where it's literally his line from the dead, and then it cuts. Like if that line had just not been there at all, and we had just gotten a look from Silco, I think it would have been a much stronger ending. But it just kind of threw me off at the end.
I thought
for some
it was a
reason.
weird place to end on. Regardless, it's like, well, yeah, we know she's alive. Why? I mean,
Well,
He
now
didn't-
Silco.
he
I
didn't
know
know
he
she
didn't,
was
but like,
alive.
it's not really like a cliffhanger for us. So
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is.
like. I
It
mean,
all-
it's so-
It
I
all
don't
goes
know.
back to my problem earlier though too, was that like as audience, like we never thought she was dead. Like
No.
like it'd be different if like someone had told us like how they thought she died or something like that. But for all we know, she was like at the end of episode 3 she was taken away, and then like they talked about her episode 4 being dead, but we were kind of like, I never saw her die. Like she's not
No,
dead.
like she got chloroformed and yoinked away.
Yeah.
If he had smashed her over the head and dragged her unconscious body off, then yeah, then that might have like
Little more
tracked it
believable.
more. I could buy it. She was buy that. It's like, oh wow, cranial trauma might have killed Vi, but you know, Since they didn't do that and they just chloroformed her ass, like it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I mean,
Overall, the show's got some issues, but I'm really enjoying it. The visuals, honestly, visual style kind of makes up for it for me. This show is so fucking pretty.
I also feel like, so one thing I was going to bring up was the fight choreography. I feel like has a lot of weight to it. Like it feels real and it feels very impactful, and I'm really fucking into it.
It's like really unsettling at how real it looks.
It looks really real and it feels real. Like it feels like this is a realistic fight. Like this could actually happen and look just like this, and it feels good.
The fight between Kate and the number 2 was, or I'm sorry, Vi and the number 2 was just like you felt the punches. I was like, God damn.
And they both kind of got tired at the end, and then like it felt very good.
This might be a good point to bring up that this show has been nominated for 9 Annie Awards for this year.
Wow. I'm proud of it.
Has it been cleared for season 2 yet?
Yes, I believe it has been.
Good.
Yeah.
I think people were clamoring for a season 2 before the fucking show even came out. So
this is something where it's Netflix and Riot working on something together. Like they have all the money in the world. Yeah. This show will print money no matter what we think of it. It's going to just be a money machine. Especially if they start incorporating like other characters and stuff too, and like season 2 confirmed, but it won't be out until at least 2023. That makes sense.
that tracks, because I mean I assume this show takes an eternity to animate with just how detailed it is.
It's really pretty. I also love that it's in fucking steampunk era. Like,
I love steampunk shit.
I also wouldn't want them to rush.
Always
like
dig
that.
some steampunk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this game's really gotten me. Oh, is everyone done? Any more thoughts?
No,
I think we're about wrapped up.
Okay.
I love it. My girl is amazing.
Kate and Vi so hard.
Liking it so far. It's
so
gotten me
much.
wanting to play League of Legends again. I mean, I played a little bit during ExtraLife, and I've now re-downloaded it on my laptop.
I'm sorry.
It's a really
You shouldn't be
fun,
apologizing to him.
It's a really fun game. Okay,
Chris, I'm sorry.
Listen, the worst part about League is the community. Is that it's just all salt.
Yeah,
but,
don't
like,
talk to them. Just don't talk. Just don't
just
interact
ignore
with
the chat. And like the whole thing is that like every gaming community is salty and toxic as fuck.
Overwatch.
Like Overwatch is pretty toxic at sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes. But
most of that is Harry though.
Well, I mean, yeah, a little bit, but like it's still like still just very toxic and stuff. And
Harry, your son said he loves you.
What gaming community isn't toxic, Patty? I dare you to tell me a gaming.
Minecraft is pretty toxic too, my dude.
The Stardew community. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Stardew is very pure.
Yeah.
I guess
Stardew
any online
Animal
game.
Crossing is also pretty
any
good.
Online game where you're like competing against other players.
Yeah, that's
is
valid.
just naturally going to be toxic.
Hey, so Ryan, how'd you like the show so far?
Good.
I don't know what you were expecting.
I think I'm gonna do that whenever he doesn't talk.
I'm not an analytical person.
I know. Me neither.
I have an opinion, damn it.
I just say things are pretty.
You know,
by the
I
way,
mean, like,
did you guys notice? I'm sure I just noticed it this like the last time we watched, but Vi has pink hair and blue eyes, and Jinx has blue eyes and pink hair, and it just makes me happy. And then
this is blue hair.
No, you flipped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Opposite. Vi has pink hair and blue eyes. Jinx has blue eyes and pink hair, and she also paints her.
Nope. It's blue hair, pink eyes.
Blue hair and
Jinx.
pink eyes, whatever. But she also paints.
You got it. We got it.
She paints her nails blue and pink, and it just makes me happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that girl. She's amazing.
Yeah, call those complementary colors.
You're a complimentary color.
Got him.
Yeah,
I think that's a compliment, though.
I mean, Ryan hasn't always been very analytical. He doesn't really analyze.
I know. I
a
just
lot
want
of
to know
things.
what his opinion is on the show.
I know, but analysis is important, which is why it's important to get your regularly scheduled analysis, like checkups and stuff, like an MRI, for example.
I would say that was bad, but the one I had in the chamber, was kind of similar, so I can't.
All right,
really...
let's hear Mike's transition. I'm curious.
I was gonna say you need to analyze your fucking back.
Kevin's better. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm going with Kev on that one.
Analysis is important.
So I had an MRI a couple weeks ago.
Not on his brain like I do.
Okay, I guess I can talk about that one too. But I had I've had back problems since about 2014, and I've finally just said after like the sciatica spread to my right leg as well, I was like, I should get this looked at. So I went to a doctor. I've been doing PT. I've been doing physical therapy at Vanessa's clinic actually for the past like month. Actually, Thursday is my last day, and my quality of life has improved so fucking much. I don't have to like take painkillers every day anymore. Anyway, the MRI was for my lower back, and they found, surprise, surprise, there's some bulging discs that are poking at my spinal column, which is about what they expected.
Ouchies.
Mild. Vanessa would like to clarify those very, very mild bulging discs. Which it was. It wasn't like aggravated or at all at the time because I'd been doing physical therapy, and it was weirdly that my physical therapist found it was something to do with my hips. Like my hips were kind of out of alignment, so which was causing me a lot of pain. So
well, you know what, Steve? Those hips don't lie.
No, they don't. But it's just so bonkers to me that I can realign my hips by just pushing my leg muscles against like a stick, like for like 2 minutes a day. It's crazy. Like my back, I haven't had to take like ibuprofen for my back at all in the past month. It's been great.
Nice.
But I am so glad I'm not claustrophobic because the MRI machine is fucking tight.
Yeah, those are no.
Like it's super close up to your face, but like they were very accommodating because lying flat on my back doesn't make my back feel very good. So they were able to they had like a wedge that I could put my legs up on just so I could elevate them, like put my hips into a flexion, they call it. So
flexion.
Yeah. Though I texted, so it was an interesting experience because I remember getting an MRI back when I was a little kid, and I texted my mom it was just like, Mom, why did I have an MRI when I was a little kid? And she told me that the pediatrician we were going to at the time said that an MRI of your brain can tell if you have ADHD or not. And
Listen,
my mom was just like, what?
Science was a little different back then.
Okay, look, I know fuck all about MRIs, and I know that's not how that works. Mm-hmm. That's not how that works.
Ink courses through your body.
Kevin had to get one done.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did. You got one with a contrast.
Yeah.
Dude, also,
I've never had it done.
I had to get one with contrast because of my brain is stupid and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I thought that's how MRIs
that was
work
also like the height
you don't always
of.
need contrast for MRIs.
Oh.
That was also like the height of like ADHD panic.
It was like when I still take ADHD medication and it does help me concentrate. So I mean it works, but like. It's just one pill a day, and I don't usually only take it for work. Yeah, I usually only fuck off, Harry.
You just noticed that?
Yeah, I wasn't looking. Yeah. But yeah, like it was a relative. Like I just kind of like closed my eyes, listened to the music the guy put on, and it was fine.
Oh,
like
no, when you're done, I have many stories that I can.
But it was. Briefly. Oh, but like but my mom like eventually left that pediatric practice because even my mom was like, yeah, that's fucking bullshit. That's not how MRIs
how brain
work.
Do.
Yeah.
What the brain do?
It might actually work with like yours, Chris, because yours is like a physical affliction. ADHD is like, well, they don't really know what causes it.
Still didn't fucking work for me. I'm still idiopathic, which basically means I don't know.
Just the doctor's excuse to say we don't know.
Yeah. But so I had to get contrast. So I did a couple So it started when I kept getting headaches when I was in like 5th grade, middle school. My mom and my dad took me to MRI, like to get MRIs done. Took me to a neurologist based out of I think it was like Northwestern. He was weird. He was creepy. I got real creepy vibes from him.
Let me look at your brain.
Not even that. So like I had I've had at least 3 MRIs done, at least 3 CAT scans done. And everyone, like, even after, like, my seizure in college, we did both of them. They're like, yeah, nothing's wrong. I'm like, okay, fix me. They're like, here, have these meds. That might work. Worked for a little bit. The doctor was comfortable taking me off them. Didn't work anymore. So now apparently I'm on it for life. But I still get migraines, and the doctor's like, let me throw meds at you that will maybe help you. And they don't. They don't even take away my migraine. They just add more symptoms. So I don't take them anymore. I just suffer. It's great. The memory that was most vivid is we went to, I don't know where my mom found this spot, but it was an open MRI place in a strip mall.
That's sketch.
Yeah. Thinking about it, like, at the time, I was like, okay, my mom knows what she's doing. She's a nurse, blah, blah, blah. I'll follow what she does. And then now I'm like, we went to an MRI place in a strip mall. What? But, like, and that's where they also did, like, the blue dye in the veins. I actually was able to put my own, like, headphones on and listen to my own music. And I, like, fall asleep in those things, though. Like, I'm just like, okay, goodbye. So, no, actually, the first time I ever got a CT scan was when I was 7 years old, and I had been being an ass, or being a brat, and a friend, or an older friend of mine, had, like, picked me up and put me down, like, in my parents' basement, which is just tile on concrete. So,
Ooh.
Physical or audible crack. I was knocked out. Parents took me to ER. I didn't get... They took me to ER at, like, 8 p.m., and it was on, like, Super Bowl Sunday. Oops.
Oof.
And I didn't get out until 2. But I, like, slept through all of the testing, which might not have been a good sign, but... No. Anyway, MRIs suck. I don't like the tubes.
Yeah, I was actually talking to the MRI tech because, like, I realized afterwards that the headphones he put on me to listen to the music was like, wait a second, I can't have anything metal on me. So they were, like, all plastic, but, like, they were piping the music in through a tube, and apparently it was just like, oh, that's really neat. It's like, yeah, they're stupid expensive.
because they might be fiber optic.
Yeah, that's probably.
Oh, they're
why.
not fiber optic. It was a clear, like plastic tube. That was running into them. No, it is, but, like, it didn't look. It just looked like a clear hollow tube. That's what I saw.
Kevin, you want to explain to him what fiber optic is?
I know what fiber optic is.
Fiber optic is essentially really, really thin.
Plastic tube.
It's not plastic; it's glass.
Sorry.
Yeah,
glass.
But it's the same principle though, where instead of bouncing, like, electrical currents around wires, it bounces light.
It's light. I know. I know how it works, but like, I don't think there's, like, speakers in the helmets, in the earphones. I think it's just sound going into them through, like, being piped in from, like, the other room
outside
or something.
Speaker or something.
Like an outside speaker, because there can't be any metal, like, in it at all. Otherwise, it's gonna fuck with the machine, or being, like, torn in or pulled into the machine like a magnet, because it's a big fucking magnet basically.
Yep.
Magnets.
Speaking of
How do they work?
People that also might need MRIs, it's time for sports.
Sports. That was actually a pretty good transition. Well done.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was too average. We need something that's real.
There goes our budget.
How was that a good? How was my transition bad, but that one was good? Explain that to me.
Because it made sense.
I don't know. Explain magnets.
But how like, people need MRIs, so sports.
Yeah.
Head
injuries.
Trauma, Kevin. Cranial trauma.
Are there any
Whatever.
Are there any athletes who are, like, Insane Clown Posse fans, so they can say, like, magnets? How do they work? Something. Anyway, what's time for sports?
I need to go pee. I drank too much UV blue. I gotta go pee. Ryan, do sports.
What's time for sports?
Really quick though, when Chris was talking about getting meds thrown at them for an MRIs and whatever, I was like, what does this have to do with League of Legends? What the? I totally got lost of what was happening.
Nice.
Anyway, Betty White was alive to see the New York Yankees win all 27 of their World Series titles.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sad she's dead.
Huh.
Rip your girl Betty.
Speaking of the Yankees, they have promoted Rachel Balkovic to manager of one of their team's minor league affiliates, thus making her the first female manager in baseball history.
Good.
Nice, good for her.
University of Cincinnati cornerback Ahmed Gardner, nickname Sauce,
What?
during his 4 years at the university, never let the receiver he was blocking ever get a touchdown.
Okay,
Wow.
that's good.
Good for him.
He's going into the NFL draft this April.
Nice. Dang.
There is a God. The University of Alabama lost the college football championship last night to the University of Georgia.
Oh no.
Sad.
Sad for them.
I'm actually a Bama fan.
Oh.
Roll Tide!
Oh.
Roll Tide.
Anyway.
Former Illinois State University linebacker Boomer Grigsby became the first Redbird to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Nice. Good job, Boomer.
Nice.
Even though he's only played 37 games for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, quarterback Tom Brady is already statistically the best quarterback for the Buccaneers in team history.
Oh my god. That's awful.
According to former NFL quarterback turned analyst Boomer Esiason on a radio show last week.
Boomer.
Wait, that's two people named Boomer in this fucking sports corner?
Hey, it just happens.
Fair enough.
On a radio show last week, said that the new Washington football team name will be the Admirals.
Okay.
However, I'm taking everything he says with a grain of salt because how does he was never tied with that organization. Anyway, he also went on to say that Chicago Bears head coach Matt Nagy will not return as head coach after this season. That much came true.
Nah.
Good.
Surprising no one.
He got fired? Nice.
Yeah, yesterday.
Good.
And
Surprising no
finally.
one.
I'm just gonna skip that because that doesn't mean anything. With the win over the Vegas Golden Knights recently, Chicago Blackhawks goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury became the first goalie in NHL history to beat all 32 franchises. The only team he had left. The only team he had left was the Vegas Golden Knights, and it was kind of hard for him to do that, especially in the last 4 or 5 seasons because he was on the Vegas Golden Knights.
Nah.
Wait, wasn't Tom Brady?
Okay.
Isn't Tom Brady the only player to beat every team?
I think so. When he beat the Patriots.
Yeah, and because that was the other big thing. 'Cause he's the only football player to ever beat every team.
And finally, Minnesota Wild player Marco Rossi nearly died of COVID in 2020, recovered, and played his first career NHL game last Thursday.
Nice.
Sad he almost died, but good for him.
That was a short sports corner.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of a way to
be
work
like that sometimes.
I'm trying to think of a way to work Chris Boomer into it so that we have like a Boomer hat trick.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
Okay, Boomer.
Fun
I
fact:
wish they'd
that
bring
Boomer
back.
actually is a Boomer.
What? Okay, Boomer.
Okay, I guess moving on.
Sports
So,
corner.
The
It's
place
very
for
short.
sports.
Oh,
So-
said it's very short.
Yeah. So the Bel Air trailer came out today, and I don't know if you guys knew about this, but they're essentially they're rebooting Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
I heard about it forever ago, and then I hadn't heard nothing about it since then.
And it was something where like I was kind of like it just showed up on my feed, so I was kind of like, okay, I'll watch it. So I watched it, and it's like dark and gritty, and it's kind of more focusing on like what if like the started making trouble in your neighborhood and one little fight mom got scared, like that like phrase. What if it was actually like, oh, you pissed off the wrong guy and he's trying to kill you?
This show is based on a sitcom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's dark.
I saw the nostalgia critic I think say something along the lines of it's like they took the why don't he want me man scene and made a show out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a drama. Essentially, what they've done is they've turned a sitcom into a drama.
Hell, no one
Why?
watched it.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it, honestly.
And that's fine.
I didn't watch the original. So
Will Smith in it?
I watched
No,
the original.
I mean,
yeah, also Will's not in it. Why would I watch?
Because he's old.
So
he could play Uncle Phil.
Yeah,
He's probably gonna be like a cameo character.
Yeah, I bet he'll make a cameo, and at the same time, he probably doesn't need to be in it. He's already gonna be making millions off it from just not being in it. And then that kind of like I got thinking about like reboots and stuff, and like blah blah blah, and like because I just kept seeing people in the comments being like, "Oh, this is gonna ruin the original," and it just goes back to the whole debate about like
the original was not good.
The original's still there,
and also wasn't that good to begin with. Sorry.
The original Fresh Prince.
It
was a great show.
I never watched it. I have no opinion.
It was stupid to me.
Good show.
Okay, Carlton.
No, sir.
I didn't like Carlton. That's why.
Anyways, but then it just goes back to the whole thing of the whole argument of like, in reality, reboots and remakes and stuff are a win-win for everyone, because maybe not for everyone in that way, but like, say that for example, Mike, the Cowboy Bebop live action, right?
Say it did good.
Yeah, no, just you loved it, right?
You hated it.
I'm going to piss on your house.
But did it make you appreciate the original more? Like I think you even put on Twitter that you went back and rewatched the original, right?
Before I watched the live action,
but still, it makes you appreciate it more and makes you like it more because you realize how good it was.
No, I realized how good it was before. Again, I watched it before I watched the live action one.
But again, I mean, reboots are either harmless because it doesn't touch the original, or they give you more stuff to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why
they also take away from what could be good productions that might be a little bit more ambitious, but studios are less willing to be risky with them.
Well, the other point of that though is that our studios being presented with things.
Yes, they are, dude. There are thousands and thousands of ideas being pitched to studios every year.
Yeah, but the entire thing is
Squid Game took 9 years to get put into production.
Yeah, I know, but the entire thing is that, and this goes back to the whole debate of like comic book movies versus like actual film, is that end of the day, these studios are not here to make art. They are here to make money. They are here to take what's going to give them money. So
that doesn't make them good, though.
I know, but I'm saying though is that these are businesses. They're not museums. They're not making art. They're here to make money.
I don't know what point you're trying to make.
I've lost the point too, to be honest. I had a point in my head. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. It's gonna make sense, and then I just completely lost it.
And then I stepped on your face.
Yeah. Well, so I think where I was kind of going was that these kind of projects, these like superhero films and stuff like that, they give money to studios so they can do more artsy stuff and stuff like that. So like when something comes across their desk where it's like it's one of those thousands of ideas that like sounds good, they have the money to actually do it and take a risk on it.
That's true, Harry. Dark Knight was I'm not gonna say it's the last good DC like live action.
I like Dark Knight, and I like Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight's not a comic book movie though. You have to it uses comic book characters, but it's not.
It is very much a noir.
You're wrong.
Oh boy.
I understand.
And on that note, I'm on a Google Pod.
Here's my entire thing: the Batman and the Dark Knight trilogy is not Batman. He does nothing.
You're not the guardian of Batman, so you don't get to make that decision.
I know, but I'm just, what I'm saying. Ryan's just in the corner. What I'm saying though is that
he knows what's coming.
The Batman we see in the Dark Knight movies is nothing like a Batman character in any comic book.
I mean, I could make the same argument about Tom Holland. So if you want to go down that road,
about Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yes, he's a fucking trust fund baby.
You're talking about. I think you're referring to Andrew Garfield.
No, I'm talking about Tom Holland, who was given everything by Tony Stark when we first see him in his own movie.
That's an episode. That's in the first one, and then it's immediately taken away in the first movie.
All right.
Everything is literally stripped.
Gets it back
because he earns it back.
All right, I'm gonna play the middleman here. I can see what you're.
The entire climax of the first movie, Mike. He does the entire climax fight in his fucking sweater.
Yes, but
True.
what was the lesson that he learned from it?
That he has to be great on his own. The first
I don't
movie.
think that's what the lesson was supposed to be.
In the Tom
Tony
Holland
Stark
trilogy,
literally said that.
In-
There's
in
a
the-
line in there. If you
if you're he's pretty much saying if you're nothing without the suit, then you're nothing at all.
But regardless of that, that's not what Spider-Man was. He was the fucking poor kid from the fucking Bronx who had his shit pushed in every day at school.
And
They turned fucking Flash into a fucking joke in that movie.
It's a new. Okay, here's my thing. I gotta disagree with you, Kevin. It's just like they reboot the characters in the comics every once in a while and put a different interpretation on them. I look at the movies in the same way. They're different interpretations of the same character. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man are three distinct characters. They're not the same Peter Parker. They're not the same Spider-Man. They're different interpretations. Just like Chris Nolan's Batman, Batfleck, and I assume Pattinson they're all Batman. They're all comic book movies, but they're just different interpretations of the same character. Like, you can't, in my opinion, if you have a comic book character in your movie, it's a comic book movie, regardless of what kind of tone it takes. Like,
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Steve.
Yeah, Harry brought up Suicide Squad. Yeah, that was the new one, James Gunn. Fucking great movie. I didn't actually. I kind of forgot about that. That was a great comic book movie.
I've got thoughts about that movie too.
Good
you
thoughts
like
or bad
it or-
thoughts?
I thought the James Gunn one was better, but it's not good.
It's not living up to the hype that
It was way people
You're
like
not-
criticized
you're
it
not
like it was the best like
You're
DC
not
movie
wrong.
ever, and I saw the entire movie and it was kind of like, yeah,
Again,
it was fun and better, but it's not.
It was
great.
another
It's fun.
Harley Quinn movie, which I'm always down for. So
Yeah.
Even then, Harley was barely. in it.
It was a
She
fun,
had a
funny
killer romance.
action movie. It wasn't like a cinematic masterpiece by any
No,
means.
no-
it was
no
fun, and
superhero
I
movie
enjoyed the
is.
characters. That's all I'm asking for in a movie. Entertain me, and I
Yeah.
was sufficiently entertained.
And I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, it was good for DC. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I remember watching it and sitting through the movie and I was like, yeah, I had fun, but like I wouldn't like say that this is like a leagues better than the first one.
No, I mean, I would say it's easily better than the first one, better paced, and I
Kind of
like
hard
the
to be worse
characters
than the
more.
first one.
Yeah, well,
The first one was, and again, I mean, and then I have the opposite.
I'm one of the few people that didn't mind the first one.
Yeah, and I didn't think the first one. I mean, I
Right.
agree. The first one it wasn't good, but it wasn't
It was
like the worst movie I've ever seen.
no, it was. The characters were kind of underdeveloped, but.
And by cinematic, I think we're referring to the fact that they're never going to win awards.
No.
Right. Not that they shouldn't. The Dark Knight movies probably should have, like, especially, but
Yeah, we should probably clarify that then, because that is not how I
Ryan.
would use the word cinematic. I would say that there are plenty of cinematic superhero movies. The Dark Knight trilogy, Guardians 2, I would say is an extremely well-made movie.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I guess if you really want to get down to it, anything in cinema is a cinematic.
No.
Like,
well,
We're not
yes,
having
but
this
no.
argument.
Yes, but we're using
Let's
it in
pull
a
it back.
qualitative sense.
Let's pull it back to reboots.
I mean,
Well, I think
No.
we're done.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's reboot this conversation.
Yes.
No. I made myself laugh.
that was terrible.
I know it was.
I-
Fuck you,
I-
Kevin.
I don't
You're
even
not
know
the only who do bad transitions around here.
There's nothing really to say
hungry.
about this last topic. I just put it on there because no one else had anything on the topic list this week. Yeah, Taco Bell's got a monthly subscription pass now,
No, we're not getting it.
Why?
where you could pay $10 a month and get a taco every day for 30
No,
days.
we're not doing that.
Sounds unhealthy.
I'm just gonna point. Someone else pointed this out to me, and that this is a very good thing for people who are homeless or are struggling to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's a
good.
fair point, actually.
Yeah.
I'm down.
But we're not getting it.
So I should cancel it then.
All right, Harry, you can't just be dropping. Oh,
Tacos are lame. What?
Burrito. He said burritos are way better.
Tacos
which,
are not
to be
lame.
fair, I do enjoy burritos, but they're just too big.
No, you see, and I feel like tacos are more consistent than burritos. I've had some disgusting burritos in my life.
Well, you got them from the wrong place, and you didn't home make them, so of course you're gonna have disgusting.
When have you
burritos.
ever homemade a burrito?
I made a wrap. That's pretty much what a burrito is.
No. You're gonna start some fights.
That's what I'm here for. I am chaos.
Yes, Mike.
Mike doesn't want to talk.
I was gonna make a joke, but I held it back.
You can make a joke. Go for it.
No. Knowing Mike's brain, he might not be able to.
Later.
Say it in chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess
I mean,
that's
that's
the
not
podcast.
bad. You wanted a podcast. You wanted a podcast to only go about an hour and a half, and we're at an hour 23. So
That is true.
and
Yes.
we've been going over.
Yes,
And we did just do a 24-hour live stream.
3 days ago.
I'm still tired.
Soko's back on the table again.
Well, he can't get to the stuff that's over there, so.
All right, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's been fun. We'll be back next week with Arcane episode 6 and 7, right?
Also,
Yes.
with whether or not tacos are better than burritos. Looking forward to that debate. There's
Quesadillas.
There's no debate.
Casadilla.
I just had a quesadilla for dinner before the podcast.
Nice. We had soup.
Soup and cheesy garlic bread.
Good soup.
Good soup.
I think one of the funniest things with that, I pronounced quesadilla wrong one time, casadilla, and Vanessa's mom legitimately thought I didn't know how to pronounce quesadilla.
You're just like, no, it's joke.
He's joke.
No, it's joke. I just pronounced things stupid.
It's joke.
I have the stupid.
God,
Well,
it's so
yes.
fucking cold.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I don't think we'll be live with anything after this. Unless do you guys want to play something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm fucking tired.
Power Wash Simulator.
I'm
I'm gonna go play some Halo.
So yeah, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow with something. I don't know what yet, but we'll be back. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. I would like to end with, is a taco a sandwich?
you